Hey everybody, welcome to Token Nerd Podcast, where we ramble on about geeky things ranging from Batman to pop figures to Star Wars. I'm Anthony Pettiford.
And I'm Travis Lykins.
And that was the Charlie Brown Christmas special song, Christmas Time is Here. We had intended to play most of the song, but I didn't realize how long that beginning part dragged out. Oh, shoot. All right. Well, happy holidays, everybody. As I experienced today at work, you don't say Merry Christmas. Or if I don't say Merry Christmas to you, I'm a heathen.
Yeah, so depending on who you're talking to, saying happy holidays may get you some happiness or it may get you punched in the face.
Yeah, it could. Also, don't tell me have a good day. Tell me have a good Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah, you don't want to
Be
discriminate.
specific.
You don't want to discriminate against those other days.
Yeah, jerks. All right, I'll let that go. Hashtag War on Christmas. So is that the episode name? Hashtag War on Christmas. All right, but this episode is very unrelated to Christmas because nothing here is I don't
we had
have
a Christmas song.
Yeah, we had a Christmas song, but nothing else is Christmas themed. We'll start out here with the Homecoming trailer.
Dun, dun.
So Spider-Man Homecoming, their first trailer was released last week.
Yep.
I saw it because it started out with a teaser, and the teaser was Happy Hogan, which is Jon Favreau, and it's him saying, "Why are you wearing that? Look in the case, hit the case," and it's like it looks like it's found footage, and then it's Tom Holland. You kind of see him briefly, and it looks like he's wearing the costume that he wore, like the hoodie costume.
Yep.
And so I can only assume that this movie isn't going to be linear. Like there's going to be a lot of
Jumping
before,
around, like flashbacks.
Yeah, but this teaser footage wasn't in the trailer, and so the Homecoming trailer, which in my opinion was one of the best. I had you watch it before we started recording. It was the first time you watched it.
Yep.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
I think it's an interesting take on Spider-Man.
Yeah,
because it seems to take from all over the Spider-Man universe.
Yeah. Before we get into that aspect of it, excuse me, we in this trailer we get a lot of Robert Downey Jr.
Yep.
Tony Stark is a strong mentor figure to young Peter Parker.
Yep.
We get to see Peter has friends in this one. What I can assume to be Genki. Genki is not Peter Parker's friend.
No.
He is Miles Morales' friend. We'll get to that later. The next thing is the love interest apparently is it's Liz Allen, not Mary Jane, not Gwen Stacy. So all you people who are angry that Zendaya or Zodiah was casted, do me a favor and suck on a candy cane.
The name we still can't say.
Yeah, Zodiah, Zildaya,
whatever her name is,
Onomatopoeia,
the chick.
We also get to see Michael Keaton as the Vulture.
We don't really see him. He has a helmet on.
God, Travis. Okay. We get to see what we assume is Michael Keaton in the Vulture suit. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah. Kind of had a Falcon feel to it. No, I mean, it did.
Because it has wings, man.
No, I mean, like the way the wings even looked.
Yeah. Well, probably because it's not a prototype, but
it's the same thing.
It's getting stolen from. The Vulture steals the stuff not from Oscorp, but from Stark Industries.
Yeah.
And Stark Industries probably worked on.
Hence
Falcon
why
suits.
Tony's in the movie so much.
Yeah. But Michael Keaton was menacing. He only had one line, and it was, "Don't mess with me. I'll kill everyone you know and love." Or "Stay out of my way," along those lines.
But it didn't sound like empty threats either.
No, but he wasn't like. It wasn't one of those like mustache twirling. Like it was menacing. Yeah. And all the other Spider-Man villains, you have like crazy Jamie Foxx. You have
crazy Jamie Foxx.
You know, the Lizard, which was a cool villain in that movie, but like no one seems to be as dastardly. No, they were dastardly. Like, but this was scary. Like, and there's a quick shot of him like in the dirt with his butt kicked, and he's all blown away.
Yep.
So yeah, it looks great.
We saw some swinging,
but before we go into that, my favorite scene of this whole I have several favorites, but one thing that really stood out in this was when you see Peter and Genki and they're looking at Liz as she's putting up a Homecoming poster, and they're like just like, that's the right word. Not
gawking.
Google. Gawking, thank you. Gawking. They're gawking at her, and they're like, "Is that a new top?" No, we've never seen her with that top in that skirt before.
Yep.
And it was just funny because that's just awkward kids, you know. He's like, "We should stop looking. It's getting weird."
Yep.
And the girl down the table says, "These are losers," or something along those lines.
Yep.
But no, loved it, loved it, loved it because it's actually a kid being Peter Parker,
Yep.
not.
Well, it's a kid being Peter Parker, but in a different Spider-Man universe.
Yeah. And also, he's not like, okay, so Andrew Garfield was a really good-looking guy. Not saying this kid's ugly, but he
He's
looks
just normal looking.
Yeah, he looks normal.
Yep.
Like, he blends in.
Yep.
Like, I feel like I've walked past him on the street before.
You probably did. You just didn't realize it.
Yeah. So yeah, great. Loved everything. Then we get to see the suit. It starts with a bank robbery, and unlike the other Spider-Man movies where you can hear him speak perfectly, this Peter Parker, you kind of hear him talk like this, like, "Oh my God, you can hear him talking through the
Yeah.
mask, and there are robbers who are stealing something high tech, and they're wearing Avenger masks.
Yeah. The Hulk's the giveaway.
Yeah. You guys aren't the real Avenger. Hulk gives it away. But did you notice that there is one of them that's wearing a Thor mask,
Yes.
but his mask has the helmet on?
Yep. It's like the cartoon. It's like the comic book Thor.
I know that. But in this world, they've never seen Thor with a helmet.
True.
Yeah, so where'd that come from?
Yeah, who knows?
Nobody knows. But yeah, loved it. Loved the eyes. I thought the interaction with Peter and what's his name? Tony Stark.
Yankee. Oh no.
Yankee. I liked it. It felt very mentory. You know, Tony
Yep.
keeping him at arm's length, but at the same time not wanting him too far away. You know, it's
Yep.
like stay close to the ground.
I kind of took it as also too maybe Sony saying a little bit of, you know, those Avenger movies you really like. We're in that club now. Here's Tony Stark.
Well, yeah, because he even says, "Don't do what I would do, but don't do what I wouldn't do. This gray area, this is where you operate." That's what he's talking about. Like, Spider-Man operates in this gray area now, where I don't think his world will affect the overarching universe, but at the same time, he's in this little gray space.
Yeah. I don't know. I could see if this works. I could see them being like, "Hey, Marvel guys, he's the studio right here. Just do what you need to do."
Yeah.
Because I mean, like this stands to make a ton of money.
Oh yeah.
And be like one of the crazy Marvel blow ups, you know, like not be like in their past when they did well, but they didn't get a lot of legs with it.
Yeah. But so let's talk about the elephant in the room. So this Peter Parker, very geeky. You find out that Genki I have to keep calling him Genki, that's what I think he is. Finds out that he is Spider-Man.
Yeah. He said, "You're Spider-Man."
But when he does it, he's holding a Death Star Lego and drops it just like Genki does in the comics.
Yep.
Because in the other comics, no one knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Yep. Except his friend.
Yeah, except his friends. And I guess this teases off of Ultimate Spider-Man, but that ultimately ends up becoming Miles. So this really feels like, you know, everyone's saying, "Oh, give us the Miles Morales Spider-Man. Like, that's the storyline we really want to see."
They're kind of given to you.
Yeah, we got it. We just didn't get Miles.
Yeah, but I think that's how they explain away the other Spider-Man movies. Just like, this is a different Spider-Man. It's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's a different Spider-Man than all the other ones.
No, I get that. They can do whatever they want with it, but it's just interesting that, you know, everyone at one point said that the Miles Morales story was so bad, but now we're really getting it just with with Peter Parker in the role instead.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting they're kind of pulling from different, what it appears to be different universes of the Spider-Man to make this Spider-Man. And I think that's kind of what they're using as this isn't the Spider-Man you've seen 3 or 4 times rebooted. You know, this is a different one. Don't say we rebooted it. You know, and that's what Marvel Cinematic Universe probably wanted as well, because they didn't want people to be like, "Oh, here's that Spider-Man movie again." You know, they wanted, "Oh, this is a new Spider-Man." You know, they wanted that excitement that hasn't existed really around a Spider-Man movie in a while.
Mm-hmm. Well, since we're talking about movies, let's go to our next topic, and that is our good friend David Ayer. David Ayer, who worked on movies such as Tank. Or no, Fury, not Tank. Fury. About a tank. But no, he worked on that, and he also worked on the Suicide Squad.
Dun, dun.
So I don't remember. Did we talk about Suicide Squad?
Yeah, we gave it a decent
We gave it a really
rating.
decent score, I think.
It was like a decent rating. I think it was like in the middle.
Yeah.
It wasn't like on the bottom of the tokens, but it wasn't on the top either.
So, it was what it was.
Yeah. It was really good until the end.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
But. Minus the Joker, because I'm still not on board with how pimp Joker is. But David Ayer said that he announced that he was going to go on to do the Harley Quinn solo movie, and that movie was going to, we assumed was somehow going to be a Harley Quinn anti-story. Somehow it's going to be her existing without the Joker.
Could be like the comics, the Harley Quinn comics that are out.
But instead,
we're going to make another movie.
Yeah, but I also heard that they were going to do, the movie was going to be Birds of Prey, and that involved Batgirl Oracle, and she brings other female heroes together. But instead, via Twitter,
via tweeter, the tweeter,
the tweet. Anyway, so on Twitter, David Ayer posted Sirens Forever. And so the next movie is going to be titled Gotham City Sirens.
This is a sequel to Batman Forever?
No. It might as well be. It sounds as silly. But no, the story will center around Harley Quinn, Catwoman, and Poison Ivy.
Yep. That was basically the Batman versus Robin. That's true. Batman and Robin.
But so in this, how to explain this? In more recent versions of Harley Quinn, she's bisexual, most commonly with Poison Ivy.
Ooh.
And to go on that, Catwoman is also bisexual. So this is not that that's a thing. I'm just saying,
it's going to be a big thing. But no, like that does seem like in this universe they're trying to push some of the, we'll just say they're trying to like push everything controversial, I would say, in a way.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's a superhero that's bisexual. Yeah, let's put that in the movie too. Like that's kind of what this whole universe seems to be. Let's do the most craziest things and put it in the forefront of the movie. Yeah. That's kind of my opinion on it.
So I always bring up this comic, and it's Injustice. That version of Harley Quinn is something that I wish that they would really mess with in the main timeline or main current line. Because she just is so, it's her existing in a world where Joker screwed up and died, and her coming to terms that he's dead, he's not coming back. Look what he did. Look at the damage he's done.
Yeah.
And what can I do now? What can I do to make it better?
Yep.
But this Harley Quinn, and I liked Margot Robbie, sort of, but I did, and at the same time I didn't, because it wasn't my Harley Quinn that I wanted to see. She was very, and I know Harley Quinn's always been sexualized because she was so submissive, and that was kind of the appeal for her. Is like every man wanted a submissive. She, no matter what Joker did, she always came running back. But then she eventually became her own and did her own thing. This Harley Quinn was, I don't know. It was, and I'm gonna get crap for saying this. Anyone listens? Skanky. It was too skanky for me.
It sold a lot of Halloween costumes.
Though. Yeah, but think about it. It wasn't, and they can say her silly like skin tight leotard suit, or even the one that she wears that's a little bit more like you can see her midriff. But this one was like, daddy's devil or daddy's girl.
Had the like Joker collar.
Yeah, and then she had booty shorts on that like barely covered one of her ass cheeks.
Yeah, but like it's kind of more in line with the modern Harley Quinn though costume. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but it's similar.
Yeah, I mean, I did not like.
I think her being in the classic leotard would have been a mistake.
We saw it. No, I understand.
After you saw it in real life, you were like, okay, no.
No, I agree. That was a mistake. But I'm trying to see if I can find.
I just think the more interesting point of this topic is actually not about Harley Quinn, and we talked about it slightly before the recording. But the interesting point is that how old is Catwoman going to be?
Yeah.
Because Catwoman should be old enough to be kind of in a thing with Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And if she's like the same age as Harley Quinn, then that's going to be really strange because we have an old Batman in this world. So what's going on there? Old, medium age, kind of young?
Well, I would assume she'd have to be maybe 10 years younger than Batman.
Yeah, because she was always a little younger than Batman, but just not super old either. But like, I just kind of I think it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. And then what Harley Quinn are they going or um what poison ivy they're going to be using? Like you said, it could be the one from the new group. What's the storyline going to be for
Well,
her?
okay, so what I want from Poison Ivy is, yes, she is okay. She's used her sexuality to like the pheromones that she has to manipulate men and stuff. I want her to be like the one where it's 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 like the not asexual. Like, she is really into herself and she knows what she is, but it's like, you're a human. She doesn't like humans.
Yep.
And I want to see that. I want to see the one that we see in the Batman animated series.
Uh-huh.
Dang it! I just want that. I just want them to make those movies.
Yeah, you're just starting to sound like everybody, though.
I know.
Everybody's like, I just want Batman the animated series. That's what everybody keeps saying now.
I know.
And I'm like,
so
I agree. It's like the best representation that ever existed of Batman. But we need different good versions of Batman.
I know, but I don't trust people to make this new versions. Okay, so anyway, I just pulled up people who should play Catwoman, and I found actually two picks that I like that would be in the same age range. From Once Upon a Time, it's Lana Parrilla.
Yep.
Parrilla.
Another name we can't say.
But she played Regina in Once Upon a Time, so she was the evil queen.
Okay.
I think that she's still like sexy and she has that look. She could rock the Catwoman suit. Also, Eva Green, and that was in the 300 sequel.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think that she could rock it.
I'm trying to think if I have a pick.
Yeah, it's
so hard because like Catwoman has to run this line like between like good and bad, kind of.
Yeah.
Like where she's like bad, but she's not that bad. Like, but she's not good either. She's like in that, and she's also got to be like playing with Ben Affleck in a way too. Like, they got to work together if that ever crosses. They've got to be kind of.
And that's the thing. We don't know if they'll. Well, we'll probably see like we did in Suicide Squad, like an interaction of the two, because David Ayer seems to like that feel.
Yep.
But like I was telling you before we started recording, so with the way I hope they finish doing these is that there's the main storyline, and it's just like with Star Wars, they have their main Skywalker storyline, and then there's the anthology films
that don't get the crawl.
Yeah, they don't. Does not get a crawl. But I was hoping that the DC movies, so like Batman v Superman, Justice League, and even the solo films, that's one big storyline, and then like after the big team up, or even like individual movies that really have world shaking events, then you can plug in your reaction movies. So like Suicide Squad was a reaction to Batman v Superman. And here are these two, Superman's here. Superman fought this monster. What happens? How do we stop him? We bring in together supervillains and we make them work for us. So that doesn't work. And then in Justice League, they're like, oh, wow, all of these heroes came together. What do? We can't control the villains. So then they bring in Dr. Magnus, and he creates the Metal Men. And then the Metal Men do their own thing, but they don't work because you can't stop the superheroes. And then the next event, and it's how do we handle the idea that there is apocalyptians coming down, and there's world reactions.
So how many iterations of this before DC's just like, we can't do this anymore? Like, we got to start over. We've made 7 bad movies in a row.
We'll see. I actually, and it sounds silly, Green Lantern might be their taking off point. And I know that sounds funny because
I think we said Wonder Woman might be their taking off.
No.
We can't judge until Wonder Woman.
Let me clarify. Wonder Woman's going to be I think will be a good movie. Just based on the trailer, it looks good. What I mean is, like Batman v Superman or Batman and Superman, all their stuff is on Earth.
Yep.
Green Lantern, he can go into space. Like, there's so much. Look at Guardians of the Galaxy. There's so much that they can do. There's so much that they can mess with. With Batman, it's cool. Batman has a ton of stuff that you can talk about. Tons of stories. Several hundred stories. But Green Lantern has hundreds of different places that you can make original stories.
Yep.
You could make up a planet that they go to. They could spend an entire, movie on a planet or in space, or, Blackest Night, Brightest Day, Red War, Green War, Blue War. It doesn't matter. There's just so much more you can do with it, is what I meant. And Wonder Woman, yeah, you can do the same thing with Wonder Woman. There's more
Yeah.
in the realm of mythology.
Well, and I think there's also the fact that it's not a character that everybody knows the story. There hasn't been multiple iterations of movies utilizing the character,
True.
and people don't know as much about her unless they read the comic or comic books that she happens to also be in. They might pick up enough from that, or they've seen in like animated series or whatever where she's been around.
Mm-hmm.
But like people don't know her religiously. Like people know Batman like it's a, you know, it's like it's a religion.
That's true.
You know, like, and that's not necessarily like a person that reads every comic book. That could be somebody that's seen all the movies, and they're
Mhm.
like, well, I know this is how Batman does it, right, wrong, or indifferent. That's what they know. So as soon as you start to mess with Batman, no, that's not Batman.
Yeah.
But like nobody's gonna be like, unless she doesn't have like the lasso of truth or something, you know, they're gonna be like, oh, that's not Wonder Woman. But if you just slightly change something that's in her story, nobody's gonna know, except for like a hardcore comic fan.
True.
And so like you're not gonna get a big outrage. Like as soon as Batman picked up a gun, everybody knew, wait a second,
This is wrong.
something's wrong here. Like my mom would know this. Like, you know, even though like Batman at one point did have guns, it's been in the mythology so long,
Yeah,
that he hasn't, that there's no way you can add that to the story and people are going to automatically be like, okay, I can accept that. It's
because
not going to
comics
happen.
work to deserve things, and I know it sounds silly, but like you have more time with comics.
Yep.
To deserve the change, you can't just jump into a movie and expect, oh, this is how it is
Well,
now.
especially in a movie series where you had a highly successful Batman series before this. This is a new quote unquote Batman in a new world that he's been Batman for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly a new character added to a series of movies is mad at a character that they've had no interaction before. That it just doesn't work. The reason that Captain America Civil War works is because you've had 6 movies
to build up
to build to it. You have Superman and then Batman versus Superman, and suddenly they hate each other. You're like, why do they hate each other? I don't understand.
Yeah. I was hoping it was going to be, so when I saw the trailers for it originally, that scene when they're in the or Lex's party and they kind of go face to face as Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent.
Yep.
I thought they had both already figured it out. Like that was them. That was a passive aggressive, like, you know, I know who you are. You know who I am. You know, what's your move?
Yep.
And we didn't get that. We got, sorry. So Batman and Superman are supposed to be two of the world's most intelligent people.
Yep.
But they got played by somebody who
it seemed insane.
They got played by the Riddler.
He's controlled by a mother box.
Yeah. Well, let's rewind back to Gotham City Sirens.
Oh, that's what we were talking about, wasn't
it? Harley Quinn, we can't change it. This is the world we live in. I just hope they change her costume where she at least wears pants.
I hope that I hope the Catwoman is age appropriate.
Catwoman can be age appropriate, but I want her to be the mature one in it. Not like,
yeah, like she could be a little older. Like how old do we think Batman is in this?
50, almost 50.
I want her to be like 40 something, like 40.
I'm thinking 30, 35-ish.
37.
37.
I want her to be about 37. That makes sense. I can live with that.
I wish we had like a soundboard with this so I could play the cougar sound.
No, I just think that 37 makes sense because it's young.
Yeah,
it's old enough that she's hanging out with Harley Quinn, but it's young enough, it's young enough that she's hanging out with Harley Quinn, but it's old enough she could still logically be with Batman.
Yeah, that's true. Well, actually, yeah, Anne Hathaway was only 34. So she's 34 now. She would have been 30.
Yeah, she would have been 30.
Never mind.
But no, like I think that age makes sense. And then Poison Ivy needs to be stern, yet.
She has to be like covered with plants. Like she has to be.
And she needs Bane as a latchkey. Lackey just helping her
out. Okay. Sorry, I just got distracted with something. I thought you were recording over your podcast.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Oh, all right. So what are your thoughts so far? Based on this, do you think it's gonna be a good movie or a bad movie, or are you gonna be on the fence?
Sounds like a train wreck.
Okay, we'll see. I think for me, I'll be swayed by Poison Ivy.
I think this movie is going to fall victim to, because it is like a lower rate It's not the main characters except Harley Quinn for the most part. As far as like, I mean, Catwoman's a household name, but
Mm-hmm.
she hasn't driven the big budgets in the past. It's going to have a smaller budget. They're going to try to do too much, and it's going to end up looking like crap because they're going to try to over CG the whole thing. So that I think it'll have an element of what happened to Suicide Squad at the end throughout the entire movie. That's my opinion because
I agree.
I don't know that they're going to take the Deadpool approach where we don't have a lot of budget, so we're going to make this work in a world where we probably needed a way bigger budget. I don't think that's what they're going to do. They're just going to go for the fence and they're going to make it look
All right. Well, let's move on to the next topic at hand, and this goes to trailers.
bad. Yep.
So,
There's a movie coming out this weekend.
yeah, called Rogue One: A Star Wars Story.
It's some kind of prequel to a Star Wars movie.
But it's technically an anthology film.
Yeah.
But it's the sequel. I hear people like.
Yeah, something about a New Hope. Yeah. Some boy out in the desert or something.
Yeah. Drinking blue milk and
yeah,
and shooting
saving
rats.
galaxies and something other. Yeah, I don't know. People seem to say it's pretty good.
Yeah,
but
I think she owe me a soda.
Oh, but there's a new one coming out, Rogue One, Star Wars story, and in the trailer, some people caught on to something.
Yes,
that I think is probably true.
So, just for some backstory, Travis and I have stopped watching the trailers and the teasers. If we can avoid it, we would. So I saw this a meme online where someone had pointed this out to me, and then I watched it myself, and I saw it. There's a short clip in this. I think it's TV promo number 6, but it's like 30 seconds long. And so you see a bunch of the resistance ships flying towards Star Destroyers. And in the bottom left corner, you see it looks like the Ghost.
It does.
It almost definitely
It doesn't look like the Ghost. It is. Unless it's just the exact same ship.
Yeah, and so I showed Travis and he went, "Oh," and then I showed him what the Ghost looks like and he went, "Oh yeah, that's the Ghost." Because I mean, down to the engines. I mean, it's the same.
Yep.
It's the same thing. So the Ghost is the main ship from Star Wars Rebels. Star Wars Rebels is the series that takes place 5 or 4 years before New Hope, and it follows Ezra and Kanan, the last Padawan. So they're currently in their 3rd season, which I haven't caught up on. I haven't watched any of this season yet. But we knew that it would have to come either to an end around this time because we never see or hear about Ezra. Actually, I heard a very interesting rumor that Ezra almost, not definitely, but there's strong hints that he could be Snoke.
Yep.
And if that is the case, that would break my heart. But that'd be the coolest thing ever if we had the origin story for the main villain in a different series.
They're also saying that he could be Jar Jar Binks, so we'll see.
Get out of here. But no. So in this short teaser, we see them. What I'm hoping happens is that we get so they only because they said that we'll see a character. Obviously, it has to be either sorry, I completely blanked. It's Chopper, their Astro Droid.
Yep.
Which I feel like it might have plans where it might be a distraction, but I think he'll be the one that's on screen that kind of links us between the show and the movie.
Yep.
And then we'll see Hera, who is the captain of the Ghost.
Yep.
And she's also a general in the rebellion. And I think it'd be kind of a nice nod if it's like, "Where's your crew? Like, are you a crew of one?" And she says, "Yes, I lost my crew." So we know that somewhere in the show, in the future series, we'll lose, Zeb, Kanan, Ezra, Sabine, and the rest of the crew.
I think this is going to go more the direction of, hey, there's the ship. Fans that get it. Okay, move on. Like I think that's all you're going to get. I really do, because they're not going to want to give away any of the story in this movie.
So, I wanted to play this game with you. So you're saying, so I'm going to see Rogue One on Friday. You're going to see it on Saturday.
Yep.
We're going to try to record a reaction on Sunday.
Maybe. I might be back.
You won't be back.
Yep. But yes, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
But anyway, so I just think it's going to be here it is for the people that know, they know. Similar, they've done this in the past where they hide things in the background of the Star Wars, the prequels. There were things that were hints at things that didn't really come up, but they were there. So I think that's what you're going to get. Is it's for the fans that know, there it is. For the fans that don't, they don't need to know.
Yeah. Well, I think there's gonna be that's the bet. I think we'll see that will be pointed out. We'll see a character from the show. You're saying no?
I'm saying no.
We'll see which one wins. Let's make it interesting. Loser has to buy the winner. We'll go to a brewery and the loser has to buy beer of the winner's choice. That's a fair one. Let's not get too crazy. Let's say has to buy a figure of the person. Well, mine's a pop figure, but your figures cost
could be something else.
3 times what mine cost. All right. So let's move on to Legendary Pictures has they released this press release about them adding 3 new producers to their company. And in this press release, they kind of announced that I messed up this.
Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls' sequel, Rim Job. No. Can you just say it for me? Gilmero.
What are we talking about? Guantanamo del Toro?
I hate you so much.
Something like that.
I was saying it right until I messed up, and then Ben threw me off.
Yeah, I didn't say it right, but anyway.
Pacific Rim, their sequel, which there was a rumor that it had a title, but it officially is now called Pacific Rim Uprising. There is no plot. There is nothing else to it right now except for it's starring John Boyega.
Shouldn't have technically Pacific Rim, the first one, been the Uprising? Because haven't they like already risen?
No. See,
it's weird.
They were already on the bottom. Like they were already losing.
So I don't know. People seem to like watching these astromech type things roll around with each other. We'll see.
I liked Pacific Rim.
People like the figures too. The ones from NECA do really well. They're in really far into like the line of those figures. They're really going to need another movie to make more figures.
Sorry. They announced that they are also the sequel is going to be produced by Del Toro, and it's going to be directed by Daredevil season 1 showrunner Stephen DeKnight.
Interesting.
So, I mean,
we're going to get some more drama.
Yeah, and I like season 1 of Daredevil, so I feel like that kind of works out. And that's going to come out February 23rd, 2018. We have 2 years for that to come out.
Actually, it's actually a year and like 2 months.
Oh, you're right.
It's like a year and like 2 months. Man, are we already on the watch for 2018? Yeah. Look at that. Crazy.
But also in this press release, they announced that Godzilla, the 2014 movie, will be getting a sequel, and it's going to be called Godzilla King of Monsters.
Godzilla!
That is going to come out March 22nd, 2019, which means that Godzilla versus King Kong will come out probably 2020. Or, sorry, 2021.
Yeah, something like that.
It takes like 2 years for these movies to come out.
Yep.
But yeah, that's all that really is for that. There's nothing to it. I think that Godzilla King of Monsters, perfect title. Seems more like a video game. There was a video game called Godzilla King of Monsters, or maybe it was Battle on Monsters. I forget. Came out for the GameCube.
I don't know. Maybe we'll get Mothra or something this time.
Not yet.
Because like, what you think when you hear like King of Monsters, I'm thinking they're gonna have maybe a monster that it battles.
Well, and I don't think you know this, but I swear I heard something from Comic-Con, and it was like JFK talking. It was like audio that they used for like a promotion for Godzilla, and while he's talking, he mentions King Ghidorah.
Okay.
And Mothra, I think Ghidorah would be the next one. That's a 3-headed dragon.
Yep. I mean, I think it would be cool if they bring more monsters in. That way it's not Godzilla fights people and then he fights King Kong.
Yeah. Mecha Godzilla. Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim crossover.
Pacific Rim versus Godzilla versus King Kong versus us.
versus Thanos.
Yeah. So, Pacific Rim Uprising, kind of a boring name, but I'm excited for the sequel to finally come out. And then Monsters, I think, sounds like a really cool name.
Yeah. Yep. Still got to see the other Godzilla movie, the one that came out this year, the Japanese one.
Oh, Shin Godzilla.
Yeah,
I've heard different things about it.
I've heard it. If you like the old style, it fits right in.
Okay.
So I've not seen all of the original Godzillas. I need to finish those up. But
Yeah. I keep saying I'm gonna bring my cousin in to talk on the podcast because he's a big Godzilla fan, and he might be able to enlighten us on some of the monster stuff.
yeah, he'd be really good if we after we watch the new one, to talk about, to have like, here's the layman point of view. Yeah, I like Godzilla. They look good. And then here's the guy that's like, yeah, it actually fit in because of this, this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
So, opposed to our normal, like, wow, this is stupid.
Yeah. All right. And we'll bring this around to the final topic, and that is Marvel Legends. So, Travis, you have a couple Marvel Legends in the room, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
You have a Werewolf, Captain
America. Yeah. I have a
and
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
I have a Iron Man from Civil War, and I have a Wolverine from the new line. Yeah, I have a few.
Well, there is a new set or a new series that's coming out, and it's very Guardians of the Galaxy themed.
Yep.
If you're a part of our Instagram, I actually made a really cool video that I feel like,
not to pimp my video making skills.
I'm just saying, I did a really good job with all the images that I put in there. Anyway, so it's going to be Guardians of the Galaxy themed. It's going to be coming out in May 2017, which is about the same time. It is the same time that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 comes out.
That would be amazing if they actually do that, because like usually these Marvel Legend figures that are tied to the movies come out 3-4 months after the movie has left theaters. So it'd be amazing if they do this correctly. Because Captain America, like the movie came out March? Mm-hmm. The figures did not start hitting stores until August. I could not find one until August.
And I mean this one, but it's not so the new Star-Lord, but I'm pretty sure the Star-Lord's based off the original.
That's not the movie Star-Lord?
It's the movie Star-Lord, but I think he's based off the original movie, the first one.
The first movie. Okay. That's fine.
And then there is, let's see, Drax, and there's a Yondu.
Okay.
But really, the characters don't change that much.
No,
we haven't seen the movie yet, so we don't.
Yeah. I mean, but their colors and their shapes and all that didn't really change.
Yeah, but I'll say the Yondu figure looked really cool because it has some. There's it comes with different heads, and one's whistling, and it has the arrow shooting out of his pocket.
I'll definitely probably go after the Star-Lord for sure.
Yeah. But like, so movie-wise, there's Star-Lord, Drax, and Yondu. So those are all based off of the movie. And then you have the comic book version of Angela, Vance Astro, Nova, and it's the not Sam Wilson. It's, I forget his last name, but it's Sam. It's the new
one.
Sam Alexander. That Nova. There's Darkhawk, and the Build-A-Figure. It all combines to make Titus, who was the villain in the Nova comic, and that's a giant, like, white tiger-looking Nova.
Yep. I think they do a really good job of making a mix between the movies and the comic characters in those series. I really like how they do that a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited for a bunch of figures that are actually from Marvel Legends that are coming out in the next few waves of 2017 ish. The Jessica Jones figure and the Luke Cage figure, those look really good. I'm excited for those. There's a bunch of stuff like that they're doing a really good job. So if you're not paying attention to Marvel Legends, they do some out there figures too, like that's for people that enjoy comics way more than I do. Stuff that like I have no clue what this character is, So like they do a really good job of servicing the really high, like out there characters and the most obscure characters that are in the series. I do not like the fact that a lot of times there are like 7 or 8 figures that you have to buy to do the Build-A-Figure. That gets kind of annoying because it's hard to like make the investment at $20 a pop. Like I really want this Build-A-Figure. I might as well go on eBay and just pay to buy the Build-A-Figure.
Yeah.
That's kind of like how it ends up going sometimes. The Giant Man would be a great example. I have 2 pieces of Giant Man, but I do not want to buy 6 more figures to get it.
But we just hit the 40-minute mark.
Yep.
But I wanted to ask you, because since you said, like, sometimes it takes months for the figures to come out.
Yep.
Daredevil on Netflix got its own pop figures made. So there was like the black one, the armored one, and then like the Matt Murdock. I think there was a Kingpin one that also came out. Yep. That came out a couple months after the show was released.
Yep.
Then that was kind of it. They just announced that Jessica Jones is coming out, and it's been a year. And that's a lie. It's been half a year.
Jessica
Jones came out like in March.
Yeah.
So it's been a while since, that came out, and now it's just now getting its own figure. It's just one.
Yep.
And I'm wondering when they're gonna come out with, like, the Luke Cage figures. And obviously, you don't know when they're coming out, but why would they stagger? And when they stagger, it's gotten to the point where they kind of either they make the best ones or they start making useless figures.
Yeah.
Like,
It just could be that the timing of the license. So like maybe Marvel was saying like, hey, we don't want these figures to even possibly hit the streets before, we don't want the images revealed. We don't want anything. So we're just not going to give you the license until the show's already out. That's one thing that happens. Stranger Things is a great example where, it was a new property and no company wanted to take the risk on it. And then when it blew up, there was nothing. There were no product. So like people started filling the void with like bootleg stuff, because it was going to take another 6 months to a year to get product on the street. And the Stranger Thing pops are just now a thing.
yeah,
So
I get that, but it was
it
like
could be something like that.
with
But
Marvel, they should know.
yeah, but like I think part of the reason that the Marvel Netflix series, I think they were a little worried about those actually taking off the way the movies did. And maybe they'll play it differently. You would have thought they would have figured it out by now. But I did notice the Luke Cage soundtrack on vinyl came out like immediately.
Oh yeah,
So like the soundtracks they've caught up. Like whereas Daredevil the first time it was like, whoa, it's going to take like another 6 months to get it. The soundtracks they've kind of picked them up and moved them faster. The toy production takes longer. Maybe they are recording these rather quickly, so they're making these series fairly quickly. They may not have the full concept art done to give to the toy maker to make an item.
Okay.
That could be it too.
I was just wondering because, like, with Luke Cage, obviously I would want to see him wearing the hoodie with holes in it. I'd
Yep.
want to see him in the retro suit.
Yep.
But
so
then
you want like 5 Luke Cage
I don't want 5 Luke
figures?
Cages, but then because sometimes you see shows or series where they end up bringing out like figures that aren't really needed. Like,
Here's the henchman.
yeah, a henchman figure, and it's like no one really wants. Like, I don't really mean, but like in Daredevil,
Customizer.
no one really wants the Kingpin figure. Like, he's not.
It's just boring. It's
Yeah,
just a
he's-
bald guy in a suit.
Exactly. And so, like, I loved Coppermouth, but
Yep.
I don't want just a figure in a suit. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen those before.
Yeah.
You just want Luke Cage, and then you want Diamondback.
Yep.
Because he wore a suit, but like they're probably gonna come up with the shades if they do it.
Yep.
And his would just be a guy wearing glasses.
And a pop. Probably have a pops pop.
Pops. Okay. Okay. Dang it. I would want that.
But he's wearing a barber suit, so it's a little different. Maybe he gets the hat.
He has the hat. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd want that. But like, I don't want it to be wasted. I'm trying to think of a good example.
Luke Cage with like in the little they'll have like the add-on. It'll be him getting like zapped.
Yeah. But there was like the Jessica Jones. Which,
spoiler alert.
Yeah. Well, I get the Jessica Jones figure is just
Jessica
Kristen Ritter,
Jones.
which is just a woman with a leather jacket on. But you could have done like the Purple Man.
Yeah.
You could have done. That's kind of it, sadly. Like, but
Yep.
see, after that, it just becomes generic looking figures where like no one's going after.
Jessica Jones. This figure also could be Winona Ryder or any other figure.
Yeah.
Like,
And Winona, but hers only made sense because she was holding
yep.
the Christmas
ball.
lights.
Yeah, the Christmas lights. Yeah.
But aside from that, it kind of just like it tuckered out because there's nothing that
Yeah.
defined them from other things. I know this was a random rant, but I was just when you
Well, it
mentioned
just
like
becomes-
figures not coming out.
It just becomes a money grab, and sometimes it's too late, not too late, not enough. The thing's already over by the time the figure comes out. Like even the Jessica Jones, like Marvel Legends, I want it because eventually I'm going to want all of them. I want Daredevil, Luke Cage, I want all of them together. But the Jessica Jones is probably the last on my list, and it's not because it's a girl figure. It's
Yeah,
just
Abby.
because it's a girl in a leather coat. Like, right, wrong, or indifferent, it's just not that exciting. The Luke Cage figure, depending on if they put him in the hoodie or not, it's not that exciting either. It's
No,
just
and
a
I agree.
black guy in a coat and like a hoodie with the hood down.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know.
And that's why Daredevil really pops off the page because he's in a. I mean, there's the definition to it.
Well, and there's two costumes. There's the black costume and the Daredevil. Like,
Yeah. That's why I'm hoping that at least with the Luke Cage, they kind of give him
the hoodie or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or but we don't know what they're gonna do with Defenders. They might actually
costume him up.
Yeah, and he doesn't wear anything crazy, but I could see him wearing the
could see him having
yellow-
the gauntlet. Like he could have a yellow shirt, but have like the little hat and like the wrist straps.
I don't see him doing that. I could see him doing a yellow shirt or a yellow hoodie, and then like the chain belt that he could swing around.
And like a pair of jeans.
Yeah, but like what's her face? Jessica Jones. She doesn't really have a costume that she wears.
No, just the leather jacket.
And you have Iron Fist, and who knows if he's gonna have a costume?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yep. But no. So thanks for letting me ramble on about that for a second.
Yep.
So, but I want to thank you folks at home for listening to this podcast. We've rambled on for a good 46 plus minutes. If you liked what we were saying, let us know in the comments down below. If you're listening to us or watching us, this is a slideshow right now because I couldn't find the charger for the video camera. But if you're listening to us on YouTube, let us know with a like, subscribe, comment if you like us, or if you don't like us, Travis would love to hear about that. I'm a little too fragile for that, so Travis will have to handle it. Also, we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Twitter and Instagram are token_nerd, and Facebook is tokennerd00. We are currently finishing up with our Token Nerd. It's the hallway giftaway.
Yep.
We have a special wrapped gift.
Just for you.
Yeah, just for you.
One lucky fan is going to win it. And we've had a lot of entries, actually.
Yeah, a ton of entries.
So if you're looking to enter, now is the time.
Yeah, by the time you're listening to this, though,
you better hurry.
Yeah, this goes up on Thursday.
Yep.
So Thursday is the last day. So
Yep.
you have Thursday till Thursday. Wait, no, they have till Friday.
You have till Friday.
Saturday. I was wrong.
It's like, who ends a contest on Thursday?
I know.
That'd be something
I was looking back for it. But no, so you have that. We're sponsored by Tenacious Toys. This could not happen if it wasn't for them.
Yeah. So if you're a fan of pop vinyl or any kind of designer toy, make sure to head over to tenacioustoys.com and check out everything they have to offer, including UVD Toys' own Luna is available. So if you want to pick up one of those, you can check it out over on tenacioustoys.com.
Yeah, and if you want to get any pop figures, you can also use the promo code TOKEN10 TOKEN10 to get 10% off your purchase. But no, sign up, let us know. But you also because there is actually a special giveaway. But the only way to qualify for this giveaway is we've been paying attention to who likes our stuff. If you're a frequent flyer with us and we see your name enough, we know who you are, and that's how it's gonna. Sorry, I cannot talk today. That's what will enter you into our end of the year giveaway because we've been doing this for a full year now.
Yep.
This actually, when did Star Wars Episode 7 come out? It was
last December.
I know, but I'm trying to think of the day because that's when
it's about the same time as Rogue One. It's that same weekend. So.
Yeah, because that's technically when we started doing this podcast.
Yeah, right after that.
Yeah,
and we made a really horrible video that we did not share with you guys. And then we started the real podcast.
Yeah. But no, so there is a special gift going away to our loyal fans. And so
that's what we should do for the year anniversary is we should release the first podcast.
I think I deleted it.
But
it was garbage. Anything. It was such garbage.
We didn't have microphones, so we just yelled at the computer. We just yelled at the computer and told our experience with Star Wars. And then the next one was the review, which we still yelled at the computer and made a really bad review.
The true lost episodes that they'll never be found.
So,
all right, folks. Well, thanks for listening. As always, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Travis.
Stay spicy, my friends.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Hey everyone, this is Travis Lykins from Token Nerd Podcast, and I'm here today to tell you something about sponsorship. That's right, Token Nerd now has a sponsor. The fine folks at TenaciousToys.com, your source for designer toys, pop vinyl, original art, and more, are now our sponsor. And guess what? As a part of that, you can get 10% off your next order at TenaciousToys.com by entering the code TOKEN10 at checkout. That's right, 10% off. And not only are they giving you this code, They're also going to be sponsoring many of our Token Nerd giveaways in the next coming months. So make sure to follow us at token_nerd on Instagram to catch our latest giveaways.